going back to 2008 was a special year for you guys. When you look at the team now, the Phillies, what they're doing now currently in the playoffs, how do you see any similarities from your team to this team now?
Yeah, I definitely see a lot of similarities to the team. I will say, like, one of the things was we didn't have rule number one for me was no panic. Like, we didn't panic, and this team doesn't have any panic.
Regardless of whatever,
regardless of what the situation.
Your top pitcher going out, he throw 2 homers in the first inning.
Yeah, they seem,
no panic.
They seem to be. They know who they are, and I think that was one of the things that I'd always said about these teams, because they've always had the talent, is you have to know who you are as a team.
Mm.
Like, when you're on a successful team, you know what your identity is. Hey, we're Showtime, or we them dudes that when you leave, like, you're gonna be like, damn, that was a hell of a fight out there today. You know what I mean? It's like we're grinders, or we're this, or we're that, whatever it is, between Showtime or being grinders, whatever the identity of your team is, it's like, that's what your identity is going to be, and you lean into it. These guys have finally figured out who they are, and I think that's why they're having the success that they're having, because, as you know, it's about what takes place in that clubhouse, in that locker room, and believing in yourself and believing in each other, and it's all for one for all type of deal. And I think that was the thing with us that made us so good, was that, you know, you got all different kind of personalities, but the one thing you got in common is that everybody wanted to win. That's it. And not only wanted to win, but we expected to win. There's a difference. Everybody wants to win, but when we showed up, we expected to win. And that was the thing where it's like, when teams got out on us, we was like, bro, what inning is it? Oh, it's the 5th? Oh, shit. We got to get going. Because we expected to win. We knew, like, we were going to beat you. It was just by how much we were going to beat you. It didn't matter if we were down, because we expected to win. And I think that this team has gotten to that point. They've got a little bit more, like, I want to say, laid back demeanor than what we had. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's like, it's a very even keel, to where it's like they know when to kind of turn it on when they need to. And it's there. It's there. But, you know, I see it in all the players. You could put the lineups right next to each other, and you can go like toe to toe with each person in the lineup. So it's a cool thing to kind of see and have the comparisons. They probably had the better pitching staff than we did back in 2008, because our pitching staff, like, we had better pitching staffs like in 09 and 10 and 11, when we had Roy Oswalt, Cliff Lee, Cole Hamels, Roy Halladay. Like, bro, you were making reservations and showing up early for games, bro. It was like, we were like, all we got to do is score one run. It's a wrap.
It's like, a wrap.
You know, so
back when pitchers used to
when they go complete
go to distance.
Yeah, they didn't want to come out. They didn't want to come out. So you know, I think they've got that. I think they probably had the nod pitching wise, but, you know, our pitchers still would go out there and compete. And that's the one thing that you can always ask for. You could always count on our guys. Because even Jamie Moyer, man, like, Jamie was 44. He was like 42, 44. He'd been in the league for like 22 years and made it, and then went in there and did his thing, put him to sleep.
One thing you mentioned is establishing your identity. I know for football, we do that. Training camp is where you kind of find out what you've gotten from the draft, free agency, et cetera. When do you guys in the MLB establish the team's identity for that season?
I mean, usually you try to do that in spring training. I mean, we had, you know, for our team, the difference with this team and our team was we had a lot of homegrown players. So like myself, Jimmy Rollins, Cole Hamels, Chase Utley, we all came up as Phillies. Shane came over in Rule 5. Carlos Ruiz and I came up in the minor leagues together, like at every level. Shane came over in Rule 5. We were roommates in AAA. Jason Worth came over later. And then you just, you know, kind of add pieces here and there. This team, You know, Bryce came over as a free agent. Castellanos came over as a free agent. Schwarber came over as a free agent. So you had Stout, you got Baum, you got a few guys that are homegrown guys. But again, they've been able to play long enough now to where you're able to gel and get that process. I mean, usually it starts in spring training, but sometimes it takes a few years to kind of get that feel going, because if guys haven't played together in minor leagues or really know each other like that, then it'll take a second for it to gel.